Hello my fellow aliens, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Jojo Rarity. So I want to be talking about 10 TV shows that I finished these past coming months, and I think like starting September through October. They'll be like horror related, but some of these shows are also horror still from the genre, so yeah. But also gonna be talking just anything that I watched. I haven't done this for a while, and it's exactly 10 shows that I finished, so that's why I want to be talking about them. So the first show is The Sandman. It's on Netflix, and I pretty enjoyed it. I don't know the comics, I haven't read it, but I always know about Sandman, the story, I think. And so it's a pretty good show. I'm also happy that it got a season 2. It was renewed just not that long ago. You know, Netflix always like cancel many shows, even that people like. So yeah, it's about this wizard attempting to capture death, but the wizard, he imprisoned the wrong one. He captured the younger brother called Dream, and so he was enslaved by a glass bottle for decades. And so after he got kinda escaped, he has to go on a quest to find the items that he lost over the years, because he was imprisoned, and everything also changed after he woke up because there was no dream anymore. So the world kind of changed after all these years. So yeah, I'm excited for season 2. I think it's gonna be a long time, but it's a pretty good show if you're like into that kind of stuff. And yeah, I definitely recommend it. So mostly I watch like Netflix shows, so most of the shows are actually on Netflix, or like Netflix shows. So the next show I finished is Locke Key season 3. Like if you watched my other videos before, you know then that Locke Key is one of my favorite shows on Netflix. Especially season 1, I loved it so much. It was so good. But I like all season 2, but kind of had a different vibe already. Like the first season was so cool, right? Like these Locke kids find keys around the house and everything. It's pretty amazing to know what these keys actually do. That's why it's like so magic also, but then when you know already, it's kind of different. Then there's also demons involved, something like that. So season 3 is the last. It was the last season, so the show is finished and wrapped up. I'm kind of sad, but at the same time kind of happy it ended this way. We have an ending and wasn't canceled or something. That's why I think sometimes shows don't have to have too many seasons, or it's gonna get worse. And with the case, Locke Key kinda is like that, because 1 was still for me the best, and season 3 was kinda washed and wasn't that good anymore. Of course, there's good parts, and I also love the siblings dynamic, and I love the characters. That's why I love the show, but yeah, I know it's kinda different than the first time you watch it, like in season 1. The next show that I finished is Winx Saga, and it was season 2, and as you all know by now, that we won't get a season 3 because it was cancelled after season 2. It's kind of sad. I mean, the show has a huge fan base. I realize everybody wants the show back. I know when I canceled it, I think 1 was already hyped. I think people loved it, and I think season 2 was even better than 1, because 1 was cringy and like so funny at some times, and I think they stepped up in season 2. But I don't know what happened, and it's kind of sad also to see it end. But yeah, season 2 was better in the beginning, but later on the 3 episodes I didn't also liked anymore. So I don't know. It's not one of my favorite shows of all time, but it's still sad to see it go, because it doesn't have a really ending, and it could at least add 1 more season maybe to end it. I never watched the animation show, so maybe some people hate it or love it based on the show also they used to watch growing up. But yeah, so season 2 I liked it. Just sad to see it go. Now I want to talk about my favorite show of all time that's on Netflix. Guess what show it is? So I rewatched Stranger Things, all of the seasons, but I have a good reason for that, because my friend Lucas, he never watched like fully the show, and we wanted to dress up as Stranger Things characters. That's why we wanted to watch the show together, and it's so fun to watch with a friend. I always like want to know his reaction of some scenes, or like which characters he likes, and like how sad it also is, of course. So we finished like in 2 months, I think, everything, because like we watched like the whole day, and then he also one time he slept over so we could finish it. Like I said, season 4 is like so long to finish it all so fast, but we did it, And yeah, what can I say if you don't know Stranger Things? What planet are you on? It's like, everybody knows Stranger Things. Even if you didn't watch it, you will know it. So I don't need to explain that much. I just want to say that I rewatched it all. And if you didn't, go check it out. So let's talk about something lighthearted. Like, oh my god, like, I'm a Marvel fan. Also, if you know me, you know that by now. But this was the worst Marvel show I've ever watched. And of course, which show am I talking about? It's She-Hulk. It's even worse than Miss Marvel. I mean, Miss Marvel wasn't the best show, but it's watchable, right? It's watchable, but She-Hulk, I mean, they make it so... I know it's comedy, but they make it kind of like over comedy, like Thor 4, which I also didn't enjoy, which is so sad because I love the third part. But yeah, I don't know, like even Jennifer Walters' character is like so quirky, and I do like quirky characters, like for example New Girl, Jessica Day. I like her, but she played it so well. But her, I don't know, I never quite get her jokes and her humor at all. I know there's some special guests in almost every episode. Only those episodes I enjoyed when there's like other characters who appeared, which I won't spoil for you guys if you haven't watched it. And as a Marvel fan, I have to watch everything. So that's why I really thought I have to watch the show and finish it. And yeah, what can I say? It's one of the worst ones for sure. So also I want to talk about Tales of the Walking Dead that I finished. And it was so boring. I don't know, I expected like maybe some old characters that we used to love gonna come in the show. Like also people who died. Because I thought like maybe like the flashback or whatever. And yeah, I don't know, I expected so much more. And most of the episodes were so boring and not likable at all. And there's like only like one character who showed up that we know, and other like new stories to be told. It's like an anthology. So every episode was different tales about like survivors who are surviving at any place wherever they come from. But sadly, badly made, because I didn't really enjoy it. So another anthology that I want to talk about is Cabinet of Curiosities. It's also on Netflix. It's from Guillermo del Toro. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. And I didn't watch much of his stuff actually, just some of it. They also have creepy stories, I guess. And some of them are like popular also, of course. So yeah, that's why I decided to watch it. And there's like so many anthology series like this year, and I love that. And yeah, so some episodes were good, some were not. Some were too creepy, some were not. But I do love the guests who are in it, like Ben Barnes, Andrew Lincoln, Robert Quint, even like so popular people that people know, and this was exciting to watch. And like I said, some episodes are good, some are not. And maybe I'm gonna be ranking in some of them in the future. I don't know, because it's like hard to be talking about all of them, but it's like all in all, I think 8 episodes. One new horror show on Netflix is called The Midnight Club. I was so excited to watch it. But even though it was so scary, because one thing is, I don't like ghost stories, and it was so many ghosts in this story, also many jump scares, which I also don't quite like, because like horror movies doesn't have to have jump scares for me to be good. So, but still I enjoyed the show. I do like the characters, I think. And the story was also interesting, I think, in my taste. It's so crazy to think about it, because I read the book before. It was a long time ago. That's why I remember it so much when I read about this show. It's like from Christopher Pike. And it's kind of like inspired more, like. I think the book is more sad than scary. But yeah, but I remember this so much, like about these 8 ill kids who live in a hospice and are ready to die, because it's for people who can't recover or won't recover and just gonna be staying there. And that's why it's, of course, a sad story. I remember in the book I skipped some stories sometimes because some of them were boring. To be honest, I always like the character stories more than the stories, but this one has really scary stories. And I also like the fact that the stories are different stories from Christopher Pike books. It was so cool. I mean, I never read all of his books, but it's so cool how they did that. I feel like so. It's cool. I wonder if there's gonna be a season 2. But let's see, because the ending wasn't really an ending. But I really quite enjoyed the show. With jump scares and all. Let's talk about this guy, Ryan Murphy. It's funny to think that I know him since Glee. Since the first show I watched from him, and it's not horror at all, right? So yeah, it's, you know, Glee, right? So I always know why Murphy and Glee was like so popular at the time, always won many awards. So did Ryan Murphy, American Horror Story, but I watched it so late because I was always scared to watch it, to be honest, because like season 1 was the most scary, season 2 I think was scary before than now. I watched all of the season of American Horror Story. Of course I have the new one, which I won't be watching, I think, because I don't like the vibe. But yeah, sometimes the stories are like hit or miss. So of course everybody loves season 1 and 2 the most. Anyway, I finished season 10, The Red Tide, I think. Yeah, because that's like, it's a double feature, so there's like 2 different stories. I finished Red Tide. Actually, I really liked the season. It's like, I thought it was like gonna be mermaids, because like at the beach or something, but it's more like vampire story again. But it was so scary how they look like, and also the storyline was so cool. Like, if you take the pill, like you have to be creative or you end up like one of them, something like that. So this was kind of cool storyline, which I enjoyed. And I DNF'd the other one, like with the aliens, because it was so bad again, even though I love aliens, but I couldn't finish it at all because it was like so confusing and I didn't quite get it and didn't want to finish it. So I also watched American Horror Stories, which is on Disney Plus, and I really enjoyed it. Like, it was so good. Like, season 1 I finished. American Horror Stories, the greatest thing he did, because he always wanted to do this. I always want to make a new series, like every episode is different, like anthology. He always wanted to do this work because I always follow him, so I know what he's always planning to do, and finally he did it and succeeded for me. Personally, season 2 is just came out new, like every week need to wait. But there's already 6 episodes out, but I still like season 1 better, the storytelling. But season 2 is also good, but kind of different already, but still, it's like horror and everything was like good, sometimes better than American Horror Story, because like other seasons weren't that good anymore than before. So, and also season 2 gonna be 8 episodes, so I'm excited for that. Like 2 more episodes already finished. It's just so sad because I really enjoy watching it, like binge watching it actually. So the last show that I watched from Ryan Murphy is The Watcher, and yeah, man, has so many shows coming out. It's crazy, this man never stops. Has so many ideas, I guess. So yeah, I know it's really hyped, the show, but in the beginning I thought it was cool, but later on I didn't like it. I hated the ending. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I hated it, and I heard people hate it too. And I know it's based on an original it's based on a real life story, which is creepy if you think about it, but it happened, of course, differently. Why Murphy does it more scary and creepy. And so it's like about what if those people actually lived in the house where people are watching them, or like someone is called the Watcher and kind of observing the neighborhood and writing the people who live there, who moved in, creepy letters. So it wasn't even that scary also. It's kind of more like a crime show. Like American Horror Story crime, they should call it. So yeah, I heard it's renewed. So it's gonna be season 2. Because in the end, yeah, I didn't want to spoil anything. So yeah, the season 2 is crazy. Still a lot of horror, I know this, because I love shows, especially horror. And I want to mention some other things that I didn't finish but also start to watch, because I love TV shows actually. I also like start Archive 81. I'm so scared to finish, to be honest. I watched a couple of episodes. It's so creepy. Also The Haunting of Hill House. It's also from Mike Flanagan, who did Midnight Club, but it's like ghosts. I know I finished Midnight Club, but also I started The Rings of Power, which is a Lord of the Rings series on Prime, which I haven't finished. Also The Imperfects on Netflix. Yeah, when I heard it was cancelled, I don't know if I'm gonna be finishing it. It wasn't also the best show ever, so I don't know. Also, real quick, I'm gonna say Andor, I haven't finished yet. It's a Star Wars show on Disney Plus. Also, Doom Patrol, I need to finish, which I haven't yet. Doom Patrol season 3. And as I said, Dharma, also wanna finish. And I watched also like a show on Netflix called Boobage. It's a comedy ghost story, which I wanna finish. Also, of course, The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself, which just came out new. And I already liked the episodes that came out. So, but yeah, talk Walking Dead endings. Of course, I'm gonna be doing special video about Walking Dead, I guess. Yeah, I think I need to do it because if you know me, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, one of my favorite shows of all time. So of course I need to do that. So to quickly finish this video, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Also give a thumbs up if you do. Also don't forget to subscribe and comment down below. Also don't forget to put on the post notifications so you know exactly when I upload. I upload every Wednesdays and Saturdays. See you guys in my next video. Bye.